All right, so what is the best diet for you? What is the best diet in the world? What is the best diet out there? What is the one go-to diet that we can all go to and get the best results in the world? I'm going to hold that answer for just a second and tell you where this is all coming from. So, I was reading this article online the other day. I can't remember the publication it was a part of, but it was ranking the top 29 diets. And I don't know where they got the number 29 because there's thousands of them, but they chose the number 29, so we'll go with it. And uh, they ranked them, I guess, based on efficacy and some other variables that in their minds were important. And again, this is a publication that has nothing to do with health, fitness, or nutrition. So it was interesting that they even venture down this road to begin with. But their job's to sell publications and magazines and whatnot, so, and subscriptions. So it is what it is. So they ranked, in their opinion, the top 29, and it just kind of made me laugh a little bit because it is impossible to rank diets because it's so individualized to the person. What works for one may not work for another, and vice versa. And even before I go any further, I even hate the word diet. It's just not. Dieting's no fun. Dieting's not sustainable. We all think we want to lose weight, we got to diet, and that's not necessarily true. We may have to tweak how we eat. We may have to subscribe to a new way of eating, a new eating plan, but dieting and cutting our calories way down and eating cardboard for dinner, and I mean that no one's going to stick with that long enough for it to matter. And if you watch some of my last videos where I talk about that, if you keep doing that too long anyway, you're gonna really affect your health and your metabolism and set yourself up for disaster. So I don't like diets to begin with anyway. But secondly, is you cannot rank diets because it's so individualized. If you think about, and I can't remember what the publication ranked number one. It might have been Weight Watchers or something silly like that. But let's take things like Whole30 and Paleo and keto and intermittent fasting, things that have some real science behind them. I do intermittent fasting. That's what I do. That's what works well for me. That's what helps me control my food intake. It really, really works for me. And I'm a big believer in intermittent fasting. But not for 1 second am I going to try to tell you that that's what you should be doing if it doesn't work for you. I've done Whole30. I think Whole30 is a phenomenal eating plan. It is maybe the healthiest one out there, that and paleo. I've done both of those for extended amounts of time, multiple times. But notice I'm saying multiple times. That means I started and stopped. So if I can't stick with it, is it really the right one for me? I don't care how healthy it is, and I will beat the paleo and Whole30 drum for forever for people who can stick with it. I think that they're phenomenal for those who can stick with it. They may be the healthiest out there for those who can stick with it. But if you're not one of those, it's not the right plan for you, because if I tell you, oh, it's wonderful, it's going to help you reach all your goals, and if you stick with it and you only last 3 weeks on it, then what have you really done? You haven't accomplished anything. So how can I sit there and tell you Whole30 is the best, paleo is the best, or intermittent fasting is the best, or keto is the best, when I don't know you, I don't know your goals, I don't know your lifestyle and stuff like that. So I don't know what the best diet is or eating plan is for you. I've got to get to know you better. I've got to ask you a lot of questions. I've got to understand you better, understand your struggles, your challenges. I got to understand so much about you before I can tell you what's the best diet for you. So when you see these rankings, because this publication is not the first one to do this, but when you see these rankings where they're ranking diets, 1 to 50, 1 to 10, 1 to 29, whatever arbitrary number they come up with, just know it's a bunch of bunk. There's nothing behind it, because I can line up 100 people and get 100 different answers on what is the best diet for them. So you need to really, a couple things. You either invest in some coaching that kind of helps lead you down that road of what's the best eating plan for you, and some coaching from somebody who knows different ways of doing things, not one that says this is the only way to do it. You got to eat the way I tell you to. Here's my meal plan. Follow my meal plan. Find a coach that's got some different ways of approaching things that can maybe work around your lifestyle and kind of help you find what you can stick with. If you don't want to invest in coaching, then do some experimentation. Try different things. Try Whole30. Try paleo. Try intermittent fasting. Try keto. Try all these things until you find the thing that works for you. And when you do, now you have your answer for at least some amount of time, because even the best eating plan for you may not always be the best eating plan for you. So just a couple things to think about, because I'm sure you come across these lists too. I'm sure your friends, family, neighbors, you guys talk about eating and diets, and my neighbor down the road is trying Weight Watchers. This one's doing Jenny Craig. This one's doing Nutrisystem. This one's doing keto. This one's doing intermittent fasting. This one over here is doing paleo. I mean, there's so many ways to do this. At the end of the day, you want to find the one that's the healthiest and the one you can stick with the longest and the one that's going to deliver you to your results. So when I work with people, there's 3 boxes I need to check when it comes to an eating plan. One, is it going to deliver results? And sometimes that takes some experimentation. But number 2, is it going to fit into your lifestyle? Is it too restrictive? Is it require you to eat too many times and your job won't allow you? Are you on the road all the time? I mean, we got to find a way that fits into your lifestyle. And then lastly, it's got to be something you can stick with for the long haul. So if we can't check all 3 boxes, it's not the right eating plan for you. If we can, then it's at least a starting point moving forward. So just made this video on the heels of reading that article. Again, it made me laugh a little bit because ranking diets is silly. But how it applies to you is what I just said. Find a diet that works, or eating plan. I hate the word diet. Don't know why I keep saying it, but an eating plan, a way of eating, a lifestyle that works for you, not a temporary thing, not a 30-day diet, a 60-day diet, a 90-day diet. No, a lifestyle, way of eating that works for you. If you need any help with that, I'm always here to help. If you are not ready for coaching or don't feel that's what you need, at least do some research and do some experimentation on your own. So hope that makes some sense. If you have any questions, email me at furyfitness.jason@gmail.com. And you can check our bootcamp website at furyfitnesswoodstock.com. All right, until next time, we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.